Welcome back, everyone, to the episode of Timberborn with me, Dr. Munchkin. So last time, if you've been following along, we've been trying to keep these people alive over here in the Iron Bean District. We kind of ran out of water. They are finally starting to get a little bit of water here and there, but that was a bit of a crisis. We had to turn off all of these water pumps in order to support that. We also have a little bit of flourishment going over here, but the big thing is the Mega Dam. You can see here, we're almost done. So, by the end of this episode, we should bring life and prosperity over into the Iron Bean. That will allow us to start actually pumping as well. So if I unpause that, so we will have a huge amounts of reservoirs of water. We also have this, and then we will unpause this and bring up production to the max. But that requires logs. We do have over 1,000 logs, which should be more than enough to go ahead and complete this. And something we did do last time is, in lieu of actually building this completely out of levees, we started to build some scaffolding in here. And this is just because you're allowed to go through the corners, I believe. And that will make it so we can use less logs in order to support our endeavor. We also went ahead and built this zipline station over here. It does help a little bit. We saved about 40 spaces of them walking, but it is still quite a trek in order to get all the way over here. But as we get into this, as always, if you guys like this content, please make sure you guys like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. And with that, we will see how things are going. So this is about halfway done, which is good, but you can see we're out of gears. And traded planks we're decent with, and we are still, or rather we should still, which we are still making metals. I don't know where they're necessarily going, but we should still be making them. This has been a little bit of an issue, and we're trying to beat the 11 days until death. So hopefully we can beat that. So they have 11 days to finish this. And if they do so, then all the water should flow. And then we can also test the system. Because the way we've set this up, if you have not been following along, is that this will close when contamination is actually low. And the reason is we want to divert the water over here, and you can see this is one less, and so water should fill up and then flow over the top of this and come all the way over here. Make a lovely waterfall. We built this dam over here, and then flow into this massive reservoir that we built. Should activate this wonder, which should make the beaver populations that much happier. And then we should be able to get a little bit better. But you guys actually finished cutting things. So if I come over here and I go stop cutting, we can do all of that, and all of that. Because we actually don't want to cut those anymore. These guys, they're probably going to die, because I don't think I do it in 6 days. They be working hard, but they're not that hard. But you can see here we're starting to double build as well, and these are only 6 tall, so that is not that much. We did also build a plethora of building huts as well, just to try to maximize the usage and get more beavers to build, but that doesn't really seem to work. And you can see the whole network out here. All of this is off. We're still generating science though. Nothing to do in range. Oh, it's because I removed that stuff. We are just going to go ahead and put a gather flag here, just because that is for the chestnut trees that were growing that we decided just to end. What? Oh, it's because I faced it the wrong way. Hold on one sec. We're just gonna rotate that around there. Just put a nice happy little tree. We also have the tapper shack for when these maples come online. We do have maples all the way over here as well. So this is starting to at least kind of fill. I don't know why the water is having such flow issues. This occasionally does have a bit of a issue with flooding. But we do have plenty of food, 8,000 food. We're doing okay on the logs, and you can see here they are starting to divert everything. Now, once we start putting this one in, we should start to see this water level rise. Again, don't know what's causing that. A little bit of a pain, not the end of the world. That would actually die too. Oh wait. This should be pumping enough. Oh, that's right, and we are building... I forgot about that. We added this guy. So this is another additional water pump that we wanted to get online. It should help with this as well, I would want to think. Maybe just too much water's coming through here, because we did divert the 2 channels over, and then also we're going to divert only 1 channel over once this is actually constructed. The water physics, everything could work out eventually, right? These guys are working a late night shift, trying to get at least these logs in. If I do have to pause right now, grab my beaver. He's at level 32, which is, he's hungry, but a well-being, we saw some 40s last time. They do get up there in terms of getting speed into their little diet. We do have a bunch of entries. How many entries do we have? Are we maxing out beds again? We still have a few beds, it seems. Yeah, it's just mine. I've always found that the mine is a problem. Or at least I think it's a problem. We do have these houses available. We only have 1 free bed, so we are going to need to make a new housing district. I was thinking about, if I go to my housing, something like you, get a little double over here, like that. Get some platforms into here, like this. Get, nope, can't put that under there. Can't put that under there either. We can also put a lantern up, like that. We could do some roofing, like this. And then we do need more housing. Let's get a few of these. I wanted to put something underneath there, though. How about well-being? Can't go underneath. How about you can go underneath? Do a couple of those. We'll get a campfire over here, like that. Pathing. Do something like that. Build stairs up there. That can't work. Demolish that. Get my pathing back. Something like you. And then we'll do some more housing over here. Something like this. Like so. Go ahead and destroy that. Build up here and get some more pathing there. And then I will do well-being. We will get, or that decorations. Get that lamppost here and there. Get 2 of them for this nice little district over here. We will go ahead and grab a beaver statue. So as you walk in, you can see that. And then we'll get a shrub there. But a little hammock. A little bit of that. And a light as they pass by. Okay. Whoop, didn't mean to go out of the map there. That adds a few more homes and decorations and things for our beavers. We could add something there as well, but we do need more beavers over here to support all of this. Unconnected building. Oh, that's just because we built all that without building the proper supports for all that. Beavers are working hard over here. So we're doing about a stack a day, I want to say. Or what it appears to be. So yeah, we just need a 12 more for that, or almost a stack. These guys should only have 8 days left. I don't know, 8 days is 1, 2, 3, 4. we might be able to do it. We have all these beavers coming into the night. Oh, there's one more beaver. Maybe he will build it. But yeah, beaver injuries are going down a little bit. Campfire helps as well. I don't have enough for our treetop terrace. You required 50. Oh, I forgot about your logness. Planks are actually pretty much gone globally. That's why we turned all that back on. That's right. So this will need to wait on planks a little bit. In fact, since I have... Let's turn these guys on. In particular, this one, because it'll take logs and we can start producing our own planks. And we'll go ahead and turn that one on as well. But we should have a beaver in here now, working hard for us. Over here, we do have 6 beavers in total, and we are starting to fill up that water. This water is starting to fill up as well. So total storage is over 10,000, which is good. And look at that, we're diverting more and more. The flow rate here should start to increase as well. We could even build down if we really wanted to, but I don't necessarily feel the need for that. Or even we could build over to here with scaffolding to get up. But let's go ahead and just turn these guys back on, try to get our planks back. Oh, that's probably why we've been burning the planks in order to build treated planks, which actually are used to, if I recall correctly, yeah, drive the mine. Productivity is only at 93%. Oy vey. I could probably turn this water back on, just because I think we do have enough. Just to save all these trees, because I don't want to lose that wood. It is a lot of wood, mind you. And then you should start to be producing planks. I do need more storage for things. I am contemplating actually doing a bypass over here as well. So if I go to pathing, doing something like this. Something like that, just so they can go across, and then I can actually make this a storage district for gears. I can actually do the planks here if I wanted to as well. This is metal storage, but we will need more storage, and I was liking this area for that regard, or that notion. But these trees are coming back now, so we should be fine. They're going to replant that. Food, again, it's come down a little bit. It's not the end of the world, I want to say. And then beaver injuries, we are starting to eat through. Again, if we need to, we could cut down these. I could actually cut down these too, the maples if I wanted to. We do need the maple syrup though. We do not have enough to satisfy the one maple pastry thing. Although we are getting a small stack of them, we do need more syrup, which is why we built all these. Almost seems like I need a massive farm of them. Another project we were thinking as well was to actually build out the diverter here, such that this water would flow up and into this bad water area. That's going to require some work in order to actually make that come to life. I think it only really needs to be a single channel. We could do it double wide because we'd be using scaffolding. Not scaffolding. We'd be using overhangs. That's what they're called. So if we could get like an overhang like this, and then we could build up the sides here and do something like that. And what we could actually do is if we built it high enough, it would work, potentially. But we'd have to get rid of this guy over here, and all the water would just flow out, and then a bad tide would just flow over here. Then we could actually capitalize and start using this for development, and these berries wouldn't die every time there's a bad tide. Drought's not an issue, but bad tides, let me tell you. Look at that, they are doing about one a day. That's fantastic. That would mean in 3 more days, we're going to have water, unless there's a drought, which would then be a massive annoyance. But we got 6 times 5. Sorry, 6 times 3, which is 18, times 12. So 18 times 12. So, 500 is more than enough to cover all that. But over here, how are we doing? We do have that online. Are we starting to get more beavers? We have 14 beds available. And these showers will be really nice to have too, let me tell you. I got some stinky beavers. They are starting to build out the bypass over here, which is good. This I can probably pause. There's probably enough water for now. I really wanted to maximize this space a little bit more. In fact, if I just do this. Oh, nope, I need a double. Go to wood, lumberjack flag, like that. Then you should be able to grab all of that. I have completely blocked out all these trees. So now you can get all those trees back there. Darn. That means I actually need to plant that as an oak tree. And then we will also do just a little bit more because this doesn't stop our water from doing anything, but we'll just do that. And then that will be good. Can you even do anything? You can do a little bit, but those 2 guys will probably be my main function to get all these trees. But yeah, that should be plenty of water for all of that. And then once this fills up, this can be planted. This will all turn green. We can actually start pumping here again as well. And I'm trying to make sure we have the beaver population to support that endeavor. But here we go, another day, another adventure, and there's a drought approaching. All right, not ideal for what we want, because that's going to happen in 3 days. I doubt we're going to be able to, here, what should we actually increase the hours to say 20 hours a night? I don't know. It's not good for the happiness of the beavers, rather. Building materials, what are you lacking? Oh, chestnuts. Yeah, you kind of need chestnuts, which I kind of needed that for. Let's just turn all these back on. We have enough water over here because this does have, at least a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll survive long enough. We can always turn them off. That's not the end of the world. I'm hoping though we at least get this done to the point that we get a bit of water in here to flow. We'll find out. I could actually just stop these altogether so that all the water flows that way, just to make it happen a little bit quicker. But we'll have about 2 days, or 30-ish hours. We got beavers doing the work, so hopefully we should do about 1.5 now. Yeah, look, they just keep on coming. And all these beavers keep working all night too. What am I having an issue with? It's not food. You guys having an issue with water? Oh, you guys are just hungry. Why are you guys hungry? We have... there's berries there. There's carrots there. I do need more food. Oh, there's grilled spatterdock there. More berries. Cattails. What were you making? Over here. You're making grilled spatterdock, so... Good thing we built all that. You guys have jobs. 0 jobs available, but we do have homes coming in. Alright. Are we guys gonna finish this? How are we doing? Where's my beaver party? There they are. So the guys come in, they run over here, they'll build the one. Nah, you'll build it. And they should be getting more logs to come back over. I think part of the issue is because we can technically only build one at a time, it makes it difficult. If I had built more scaffolding, perhaps it would have worked out better. But let's see, how are we doing on our maple? Again, issues, because you just go to town. You're very, very productive. And we're not growing enough. Where do you go to? That is the extent of you. And kind of the extent of you as well. I could only get those few. Apparently, this, actually, I just noticed that, pollutes the ground underneath, which is not fun. Alright, well, we got 258 wood left. And we are cutting down a little bit here and there. Yep, even these trees are popping up. So it seems like we do have enough to finish out the task. There we go, we are on the last pillar. And it is technically the last day, but as they build up, and I am going to actually close these as, we'll have that as auto close because it should not open. So as we start a new day, oh, really? You didn't whack it with a hammer? All right, well, we're going to start a new day. This, we can just go back down to 16 hours, I think. I don't know if we'll be able to get it done. There we go. So now, this should start to fill up. Now, this is a drought, mind you, not a bad tide, so it's not the end of the world. And there it goes, overflowing again. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have a little bit of an issue. Yeah, we'll just make that auto, it's fine. I don't think we're gonna make it, even if I did make out everything. So if that's the case, let's go ahead and just pause you guys. I think that's enough water for now. That greens everything back up so the trees will grow. Because these died due to, you know, drying out, and I can't even reach those. So, why can't I reach those? I don't know why I can't reach those. That's okay. So we're going to go to plant trees. Just do that. There we go. So those will come back to life. These are actually... can't grow those. There we go. So those will grow. Water should be... I mean, we're up to 7,200. This will be the final day, which means I'm going to just a priori pause you. So we don't forget to pause. He can keep pumping throughout the entirety of the drought. And then hopefully by the time they're done, see, we're still actually pumping water out here, which is good. Doesn't really matter right now because we're not higher than the level, but we can start to see how deep this gets. And we wouldn't want to dynamite it out anyways. But we have the drought. It is an 8-day drought. That is quite the atrocity. That's fine. We do have enough to survive. That's why we built the extra water. So we have 7,000 available stored, and even water up here, that's kind of full. And so this should be able to support these guys over here. We do have a bit of water, especially because we turned these off. Let's actually see how this goes. So they will be finishing up the project, and once that's finished, what we're going to do is we do have enough power to be able to turn the entire network back on for using logs. But I do want to see the completion of you. It's not going to be functional right now, but that's okay. There we go. It is finally done. So what we do over here, we unpause you, and then we come in here and we go pause, 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 and pause. Because we can unpause all that. And in fact, I can actually unpause that one too. So we're back up to full production. Wood is, once again, an issue. These guys dried out. They'll die in 15 days, which drought is only 7 days, so not that bad. Needs water, and then these guys will start getting water. And you can see here, they are kind of like the deepest they can be. In fact, I am going to go ahead and go to well-being. Add another shower here and here, just because they work nicely on that edge. And then we can do some decorations. Maybe add... We already got stuff there. No, don't want another monument. This one would be a nice monument, the farmer monument. Don't know where I'd want to... I could just put that right here. It's kind of nice. Low priority though. Don't want you to be built immediately. That's 200 logs. That's something that we kind of need. I mean, the aqueduct's done, which I'm happy about, but 200 logs be 200 logs. How are we doing it in this district, mind you? We do have 9 beavers available. We only have 109 water, though, so I'm not going to turn those on. We can let the food die. That is all right. And luckily here we do have all this is still working. Metal blocks are actually coming up. But you can see here all the beavers have gone to town working on this. So this is the wonder of the folktales. So once you complete this, you've kind of completed your campaign or playthrough of the particular faction that you're doing. The Iron Tail, they have the Earth Repopulator, which is actually a really cool one. I actually, after playing both of the factions, kind of prefer the Iron Teeth. That's what they are, the Iron Teeth. I prefer them over the Folktales, just mixing the names together. And the reason for that is, strictly right now, just for the latest update for the transport. So these zip lines, each one of these can only have 2 connections. That kind of annoys me. Whereas the Iron Teeth, their tube-way system, you can go multiple directions. You could have a T or even a 3-way, kind of like a Y split. Here we have the dance hall that was made. Here we have beavers in the mud pit. Lots of beavers in the mud pit. So we're getting a lot of recreation in to make our beavers happy. Here we have the carousel, which beavers should be using. We do have high times, low times. The power itself in the network, we're not really using a lot right now. I guess this is being used. Are these dropping now? Yeah, they're dropping ever so slightly. All of them. Is not the end of the world. Once we get the wind back, we will be fine. This water power here is almost inconsequentially small. It almost doesn't do anything. But we should be making books. There's our paper. There's cattail flowers. That we've already maxed it out. All right. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna come over here and cattail crackers. So that's gonna take some of the flour out. So we can start to burn a little bit of that, and that should allow our maple to come up at least a little bit. We seem to be steady state-ish in terms of it gets used, but then it comes back after the days that we wait. But that will at least hopefully make it so it's just good to go. And here we're once again running into a wood issue. We don't have any major projects going on right now, except for just our normal production. So I'm hoping that this just starts to come up naturally. It seems to be fluctuating a little bit, but things do need, like every one of these needs logs. Right, we haven't maxed out. That's planks, logs, logs, logs. And planks are actually skyrocketing. Okay, so planks are coming up. We're up to 1,000. Treated planks are doing okay. And then we're actually about halfway on the gears and treated planks, and then the metal blocks. We're about 3/4 of the way. Sorry, 2/3, not 3/4. Fractions. Beaver injuries are crazy high. Why are you guys so injured? You guys shouldn't be going over yonder at all. Injured and starving? You guys shouldn't be starving either. That's just my opinion. Okay, we do still have some empty medical beds. Just checking my 2 little medical reservoirs that I have there. We can actually, because we shouldn't have a need to come over here anymore, do that. Actually, I didn't need to do that. I can leave the path in. I just wanted to recover the materials for these guys. I might leave this up just for something. I don't know what. But recovering the metal blocks and the logs will be helpful to us. Alright, how are we coming along? It'd be nice to actually see some good progress on that. Yeah, that's empty. That has all my storage. You guys should be making them. How's my pine resin doing? Pine resin is doing okay. I mean, that's another 700 plus. Yeah, we have enough current pine resin. Like if we didn't get any more resin whatsoever, this system would be fine. We are charging our batteries because we are producing about 2,000 more than we need, which is good. You guys are not getting... There are no logs over here. Yeah, we really need this log production online, but you kind of need trees that aren't dead. 99%. Some of these guys... Oh, that's a lot of them. So we are very quickly approaching, once the drought ends, we should get a lot of water in here. Should. Be nice to see all this flooded all the way into here. And then it's going to come all the way into here too. And then where does it go? Comes down. This is where this water should come. This is where this water should flow out. And then everything flows out through there, including the bad tide gets flown out through there as well. This is our nice little wheat area. That's fine. Plenty of bad water, plenty of good water too. So we're still at about 7,000, which is excellent, actually. I am thinking, though, I'd like to get something else maybe set up for more tree production. With this being online, if I come here, that's only 25. I could, mind you, do a little bit of work to come over here like this. And then we just come over here. Oh, that's not what I needed. I need doubles. Like that. And then what we'll just go ahead and do is build stairs. Like so. And then we will build a zipline station up here like this. And you would connect to there. continue the pathing setup like that, and then we will go to wood, and we will build a forester. Something like that. Still need to connect those guys up. Alright, so that would be planting in here for more wood. That could be helpful. Although I can do all of this, I might need to dynamite or do something, because this water is going to fill up and it will reach, but I don't know how far it's going to reach. And then what we can do is get some logmen like that, because it'll be a big area. And we can set some more things up here as well. We could actually build another dance hall. Especially if I blow out those two. So if I go to landscaping, a little bit of dynamite, do that. I can build another dance hall there. And if we import dirt, which I'm all about doing, we could get some more recreation up here. Like that. Get some more decorations. Not you. Never have needed an herbalist actually, which kind of awesome to me. Get a contemplation spot up here. Let's go ahead and get some decorations, get some light posts, something like that, because then they'll most likely take this route. Go ahead and get some shrubs as entrances there. We'll get a beaver statue there. Get some hedges here, as well as there, because this is where that dance hall is going to go. Alright, so that'll be a nice little new section. No workers required. That is oh, that's probably where my logs are going. Probably no joke. But we do have enough planks. They should be building this. If I just do this, this, that, that should be the priority. Which means most of their logs, and then that takes 20 logs. And they can start building on. So we'll have a nice little retreat over here. And that, again, should all be blue. If anything, what we could do is build up a dam here. So put levees and build another level just to help keep this. That's actually probably smart. So we would do that just to raise the water level. Oh no, that wouldn't work unless I raised all of that. So we are not going to do that. It'll just be what it is. Because yeah, that requires me to actually raise all of this an extra level just by one to support that whole endeavor. That is not something we want. Hopefully it reaches far enough. If not, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and dynamite some holes out, and we will then something like that. Kind of looks like a nice area. Yeah, we'll dynamite some of the holes out and go from there. Okay, no, I thought we were down to 500. They are down to 500 in here. So that is perfectly fine. Yeah, all that died. Cattails are still doing good. Maple should be coming up. Yep, 101. Cattail flower should be okay. More than an okay right now. We got one more day. One more day. and then the water shall come, hopefully. And we can see how well our impermeable floor did, because I don't know. I am curious about maybe getting over here as well to get those logs, but for right now, don't need to. And of course, of all the things to build, you're building that. That takes priority for logs. Oh, they're just putting in you're putting in all the other materials that we do have. So treated planks, that's just logs, that's logs. Yep, you put the planks in, so once we come online, things will be better. Like this, all the blocks, metal blocks are already in. How are we doing on 62? Ooh, you almost done with that? Oh, you guys are actually coming up quite a bit. You can see here the progress is ongoing. Glad we at least have this. How far down are you? Not that far down. Eventually it'll get down far enough that this will drain out into there, for the most part. It'll still spill out a little bit, just because the level's the same, but that is nuts in itself, I have to say. We could actually build a path so it goes, but this will eventually fill up anyways. Alright. How are we doing, my beaver guys? And this should skyrocket at least a little bit, I want to say. But it is the last night, and so we should see our work starting to come together. And that also means I can turn you back on. We only have 2 jobs over here. That's 200, almost 50 beavers. Actually, we do have 250 beavers. Just 11 of them happen to be children right now. We just had some more births. Alright, nothing to do in range, that's fine. That's okay as well. So let's see how this all works. This is what we've spent like 5 episodes building. So I really want to see this come to just function. But as this comes up, this should open. And water should still rise because these are closed. And if that does work, I'm fairly confident in the bad tide eventuality, because we'll be draining from 2 locations. It is probably going to take a little bit to raise the water that high, though. Actually, no, it's going up decently fast. You can actually see it. That's raising pretty quick. Question is, though, now you're opening. So water is coming out. And are we still rising? It appears that we are. Maybe not. Well, for now, let's go ahead and just close that one. Close that one. Does that do it? I want to get this to be automated. And we need the water to come high enough to spill over here. Why isn't the water... Like we have how many sources? We got, what, 8 sources, right? Let's come over here. Back there somewhere. Okay, we're just going to close all that. I need water for my people. Is water actually flowing in there? It is. So we need water in there too. This is why this be tricky. And so now the water should begin to overflow. All that's turning green. And it is. Do we have any leakages? Not yet. No leaks. Look at that. The impermeable floor worked. Coming over this way. No leaks. Oh, we're going to see how much green is going to be. Once we actually get water into this district, because that is a huge thing that we want to accomplish, we will then reassess what we are doing. Aren't you supposed to take all my logs? Now you should start to flow over here. And now that you're flowing up and over, you should just come over. I probably could have actually built a dam there if I really thought about it. There it goes. So if we come over here, we see the waterfall, bringing life to this world. I do want this to fill first, and it is already overflowing, which is fantastic. So that is bringing new life to this area, and then these guys will start pumping very shortly as this fills up past that. Then once we get up to here, this will fill with water, and life should be good. But you can see here wood's coming online in the new area just because we have all that. These should be growing chestnuts fairly soon. Should have water. They're starting to pump. Look at that. So in this particular system, we should have at least close to 3,000 water available. Now logs are coming in. We're going to finish the zip line. Next, I'd actually like you to be on board. Now the thing is, it only seems like I get to here. So if we go ahead and build, or plant rather, oaks. Something like you. We'll have to make a little path in case we're getting beavers up here to do more work. But look at that. The water is afloat, and I actually want to see it get high enough to activate this fountain. That would be amazing, because I think I built it at the right height. It should get flooded. Should. It is underwater. The water level is raising, right? Yes. Oh, it's raising. That's really, really fast, actually. I don't know if there's surges or what. Oh, there it goes. Look at that. Just by touching the base, it got activated. Alright, so that's all being planted. We're actually going to do cutting trees. All that would be choppable. That set up, that makes this a bit quicker to come over here. You're going to come to your job over here and start planting. Once you plant one tree, there we go. All that cleans up. Buildings lack materials. That's okay. We should be getting chestnuts in a couple days. So now this area is completely good. So now let's just do auto. and see what happens. To whether or not this stops. And it does. So that means I need to start turning these off until we get water to come back. Or do I need to rebuild this as a dam? Oh, that still wouldn't work because the enough. Is one good enough? If one's good enough, that's great. Then I will test for two. Alright, so one works. Activate a second one. Alright, seems that one is all that is required for this. Actually, what we can do is so you're auto closed, auto closed, auto closed. So that way they will be used for bad water divertment. But we do have a lot of water going that way and coming this way. So you guys should be spilling over, yes, to replenish this water supply, hopefully. I don't know if I need you anymore, so we are going to pause that for now. We do have it available. Production, oh, we had a spike. It is coming up. Metals are down, though. How are we doing on scrap? 800 scrap. We're going to go ahead and turn on the third smelter. And we're almost done with both treated planks. Gears I need more of. Metal blocks will be done very shortly, probably this episode. But now we're starting to build this. We do have dirt available. Wood should start to come up as we cut things down. Especially now that these guys are more self-sufficient. We're getting a lot more showers, Delitos, wet fur bonuses. Look at that, we're already up to 48 overall. 41 there though. Wet fur, grilled chestnuts would be nice. And then contemplation spots. We can add a few of those around. It's more well-being. Few there. Few there. Let's go over here, see if we can't squeeze a few in. Just find a gap and place it down. That way there's a few of them around for people to do. Did we ever get... We haven't gotten this online. All this is a little bit higher priority right now. But we are starting to get things in. The treated planks going in there would be nice. Oh, I can't believe this actually took a bunch of treated planks. Did not realize that. That is okay though. Plenty of extract to go around. You guys shouldn't even really be working. The network supply. I mean, we're providing enough. These are draining. But, yeah. Mainly my treated plank production. How are the... Oh, we're actually going down on the old, the old paper. Let's go ahead and make more storage for books. Maybe books will start to be stored. We should have 2 paper mills going, though. You need logs, though. Logs, a huge issue. That's why we're building this forest over here. And in fact, we are going to go ahead, since we do have water, we're going to go ahead and do a dynamite project. Like so. Nice. And we will get... Actually, hold on. We'll do one like this. There we go. So once those are built, we can dynamite, and then we can build a fluid dump there. And that should also help keep these green, and then I can expand out you once we get that all online. But 48 well-being overall is good. Logs are starting to come on the rise a little bit. I think this will help solve the big wood issue that we require. Alright, let's go ahead and detonate this. And then we should be able to play... I want to see how green it gets first. Especially because you've been working hard, my good sir. You guys can cover most of it. Alright, we are starting to get a little bit far. It's 59. I think that's going to be the max for this district. But we do need... How are we doing on water? Water is pretty much maxed. That is an excellent issue to have. You guys are coming up. How are we doing on... Alright, gear storage is pretty much non-existent here. Dynamite I don't need more of. Dirt I don't need more of over here, really. Paper don't need. I think I'm pretty good. These are just inside the district crossing. Cattail roots. That's what I need more storage on. Because you have cattail roots. Large warehouse. Let's see if I built one there. We couldn't build one there. Still would probably like that though. Something like you. Let me just make you cattail roots. It does require 60 logs. That should be okay with all these coming online. That should be more than 60. This should starting to be greening up, which is good, but I'm fine on water. How are we doing actually over here? Right, that actually did get filled. If I turn you on, do we start to lower it? Is the question. And maple syrup is coming up, which I'm happy about. I have 29 beavers without jobs. 28 of them are over here. What do we want job-wise? You are only really needed in a drought if I want to keep trees and production alive. You guys are working hard on that. How's my wonder doing? Pretty much done with metal blocks. That's good. In terms of beaver jobs, though, could get printing press, tapper shack. Kind of in the mood to do more of that. Just to maybe do maples or something of that nature. If only I didn't dynamite that one out, I could have probably planted over there too, because we can get all the way up there. What other jobs are there? We don't need more fluid jobs. We could get a grill. We already have 2 grills. We could get a bakery to make crackers. Yeah, that could work. And you would just do cattail crackers. And I would want, that's cattail seedlings. I would want to get more. Actually, since that's only, ooh, I had an idea. Alright, so we're going to do this. Something like you. Nope, need 2s. Like this. Food. Aqueduct farmhouse, like that. And then in here, you should be able to reach all of that. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and plant crops. Let's go ahead and get cattail online. Like so. That'll take a few more jobs out of it as well. And all this is green. So what is your extent? You go to here. Perfect. Well, you guys can't cut down that last bit, that's okay. I'll just remove those because, well, although it is high enough, it's not affected by all that. Still don't necessarily want to deal with it. Alright, and then this dance hall just needs treated planks. You just need treated planks. Treated planks is my crux right now. Oh my gosh, look at what they've done! It's coming along so well. But we are going to have to finish that up next time. I believe the production is probably good enough, but you can see here we have our waterfall. Things are beautiful in the new district, and I am so glad production is finally starting to come up. All these trees should mean that we are getting more logs in the system. We are building a massive forest over here in order to further production. In fact, I am just going to go ahead and get another woodworker here while I'm at it. And he could even help too. But 4 jobs should be a crazy amount. We're starting to get chestnuts shortly. We are going to get maple over here as well. That's why we have maple syrup there. We have more cattails coming in to make cattail crackers that you guys are going to support. So that will be good. I probably need to make storage for that as well. So storage, cattail crackers can probably go right here. Cattail crackers, cracker, there we go. Because you should be making a plethora of them. But yeah, we should be ending the season next time once we've completed the wonder. I'm so glad though that we were able to get this functional, and we should have enough. Maybe we'll end up testing it next time if a bad tide comes through, but we should have plenty of resources to be able to handle this, and we have nearly 12,000 water. But that's going to do it for today, like I said. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, but I will catch you at the next one. Dr. Munchkin, signing out.